What's good, guys? Cream Overload here, and today I have my branded Despia combo tutorial for June 2023. So today I have three different combos I want to show you. Two of them are the basic Aliber and Brand Fusion combos, then the other is the Aliber plus Fusion Deployment combo. So I guess we'll just get started with Aliber. So this one is, you need just Aliber plus any other cards. So assuming you're going first turn one, this is kind of reasonable to assume you have another card. So you go Aliber search Brand Fusion, and then Brand Fusion dump Albaz plus Tragedy, summoning Libellion. Then you go Chainlink 1 Libellion, discarding the random card, Chainlink 2 Tragedy to search Adlib. Then you use the Libellion in the Albaz engrave to summon a Mirror Jade. After that, if you have no other plays, you just proceed to end phase, use Mirror Jade effect, sending Albion to banish Aliber, and then Albion set Branded in red. And so what this means is that on your opponent's turn, you can go Branded in red on Tragedy, and then make a Chimera. So that's a Chimera for draw 2 and a pop, a Tragedy search for Aliber, Adlib summoning Mirror Jade, and then that makes Mirror Jade live. This means that all in all, you'll have 6 cards in hand, the Mirror Jade effect, and then the effect of whatever monster you send off it, plus a pop-off Chimera, which is very, very powerful. I like this play a little bit more than just Brand Fusion, but just Brand Fusion is still very solid. So for just Brand Fusion, you also send Tragedy. So you go Brand Fusion, dumping Tragedy to make Libellion, Chainlink 1 Libellion, Chainlink 2 Tragedy. This time you search Aliber, because you don't have Aliber. Obviously, you search the missing piece. And then you make Mirror Jade here with the Libellion. Normal Aliber, search Brand in red. So this is a little worse, I feel. Your interruptions aren't as great, and you don't have as much follow-up. But it's still very, very strong, because you get a double pop, and you do have a banish as well. The only issue is the imperm hurts a little more into this, because they're able to imperm the live Jade before, as they're starting action, because you're leaving your live Jade on the field. But it is a double pop with a draw and a search, plus whatever effect Mirror Jade gets you. Yeah, so these combos are very standard, very simple. This is where, there's some deviation, and I want to explain this one in a bit more detail. So, when it comes to Branded, a lot of times you'll have different cards and different combinations that will lead you to a scenario where you have a similar board, and you want to kind of view this combo as what you're trying to pivot to and what you're trying to achieve with your plays, because sometimes in this deck it's easy just to do plays without kind of looking at an end goal. And if you're focusing on what each action actually does for you, then you'll realize that this deck has super high potential, and the routes that you can take are really, really cool. So this is what you're looking to do. So the standard play obviously is going for Cartesia first for Fusion Deployment. This plays around Impermanent Veiler, because if they chain it on the Aliber, you just chain the Cartesia. So you go search Brand Fusion, activate Brand Fusion, dumping Albaz and Libellion to get your Albion. Albion will banish the Aliber and the Albaz to get you Libellion. Libellion effect, pitching the Poly, or the random card, to get Mirror Jade, and then you tribute the Albion for Libellion to get you Branded Lost, and then you use Cartesia to get to Gungnal. Now, I wanted to pause here because this is where kind of the lines open. But if you're able to get to a live Mirror Jade, or any sort of Mirror Jade, but preferably live, plus Gungnal and Lost, that's kind of what you're looking for. This is kind of like the play, the full setup. Like, this is it. So you go Chainlink 1 Gungnal, Chainlink 2 Lost. Your opponent can't respond because of Lost. And you can either search Merc or Mercurier or Albion. If you don't have any other extenders, then you go Albion, but you can search Mercurier to play around Bestials. So if you have a way to do what Albion does and get a Fallen Albaz engraved, then I would recommend Mercurier here. But for the sake of this combo, we're just going to be adding Albion. So there's two different routes you can take, or multiple. There's actually more than two, but there's two main routes that I would consider, just with this play, because this sends any level 6 or higher light or dark monster. And so this means that you can send Lulu. It means that you can send Albion, but obviously you already have one, so it could be something else. It means you can send Ash Dragon to get Quem. It means you can send Puppet. It can send this Albion. It can send Serenir. Like, there's plenty of different outlets for this card. But obviously, the best one's Puppet. So this route is if you want to not go for Puppet and play a more resourceful play, and have more layered interruptions, or if you just don't want to go for Puppet because you think they're on stun or a deck that isn't affected by Puppet, or this is the way to go. So you can go Albion, dump Fawn of Albaz with Rimbrum setup. So this makes it so that you have a fusion on their turn, a live Gungnul, a live Jade, and Albion set Brandon in red. But the play that I would recommend in kind of the standard line for game ones would be, instead of sending the Rimbrum, you send the Puppet. You still had Albion, but you send the Puppet. So it's important. Albion's important now, but to send Albaz, because previously you could just expulsion out the Puppet, but now you need to sanctifier it. So you get the draw, so you'll have 4 cards in hand at the end of this, and you set Brandon in red off Albion. What's really important is that you don't use Cartesia if you have no other monsters in grave other than Puppet Libellion, because you can't special Libellion off of the Incandescent. So it's really important that you keep the Cartesian grave to keep it live. But on their turn, in their draw phase, you go Brandon in red on Albaz and Gungnul for Albion, and now they can't respond at this point. So you're guaranteed the Puppet. So you sanctifier them, give them the Nightmare, and get yourself Cartesia and Lost Search, a Murk, or whatever you want. And so you have a live Cartesia, a live Mirror Jade, give them Puppet, and you have follow up. This is a very strong opening, and usually, if you open with that, your opponent has to open the Stone Cold Nuts to play through it. And if you get to this point, I don't think I've lost a single game where I've set this up and I haven't been playing against like a stun deck. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to ask any questions in the comments about any of the combos or the deck in general. I love helping you guys out. And once again, this is Creep Overlord signing out. Peace.